Hello everyone, and welcome back to the CrossCode EXP Challenge Run, the livestream series where we are trying to complete this awesome action RPG while permanently stuck at level 1. And if you want to watch these challenge runs on your own time, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and boop that bell button to stay notified. Ah, and I see we have our first shower for tonight. Welcome, Copper Nicholson. Now, when we last left off, we actually managed to get past the Zervatar Temple of all things, which... I gotta be honest, I was not expecting to do last night. Last stream, I should say. I always remember these three temples in this chapter being really, really difficult, and the fact that we were managed to pass the Shock Temple in one stream, I was just really impressed by that. And tonight, of course, we are going to be trying to go for our second temple, which is the Wave Temple. But this one, I'm not honestly sure if we'll be able to do in our... I'm not sure if we'll be able to do this particular her temple pull in one stream, just because I remember this one was a doozy, especially the boss. The boss for this one is really tricky. Also, welcome, Copper Nicholson. Thank you so much for dropping by. How you doing tonight? Standing in front of Sonage's temple. So nice. Hey, Tronny, you see this? It's in the middle of a lake. Yeah, it is. What about it? Oh, nothing. So for those who don't know, Citron has made a lot of comments about water and how it doesn't make any sense with the physics of the landscapes and such in different areas. So Emily, of course, is rightly trying to point that out. Oh, cool. Glad to hear that, Copper Nicholson. Also, welcome, Selvin Sice. Thank you so much for dropping by. How's it going? Yep. I'm sorry to hear you had a rough week, Copper Nicholson. But I'm glad to see that you're at least happy to be hanging out with some friends and such. So, tonight, we are going to try and make our first attempt at the Wave Temple, and it's... Oh boy. This is a really difficult temple, but without further ado, probably get into it. Oh cool! I've heard a lot of good things about Genshin Impact. Hope you have fun with that, Seven Size. Looking at your stats and level... Leia just glares at Emily, and Emily's like, never mind, I think he get the point. Huh? True. I heard your average stats should be somewhat above 180. That's an understatement. Maybe we should look for better equipment. I'll keep that in mind, Emily, but for now. Anyway, it's your call. Ready to start the race at the Sonage's temple? No. Yes. Okay. Okie dokie. Everybody gets ready. Dungeon race! Leia, wait. What? I think she means she'll wait for us at the end of the race. Hey, that's almost the sentence. Also, you wish. I think Emily and Leia have some of the best conversations in the entire game. Not sure where the music is, but maybe it'll start back up again once we get into the temple itself. There it is. So, this is the Wave Temple. I love the aesthetic for this, by the way, because it is actually beneath the lake. It almost feels like a giant aquarium. And once again, we are seeing some good game design here. So they're introducing a new gameplay mechanic to us in a very simple controlled environment. So you might be looking at this and be like, oh look, now we have some electric shots. What can we do with that? Maybe we should hit this thing. Ooh, that's a ball. What does it do? Maybe if I hit over there, and boom. See? Teaching through gameplay. Yeah. And similarly, this is also right here teaching through gameplay. So what's cool about these balls is they actually kind of go along metallic objects like that. So it does allow for some pretty intricate puzzles. there. And there we go. Now I think I need a... Yeah. Yep, and that takes us back there. Very good. But before we go anywhere, a lot of, there's actually a chest right there, so it's pretty well hidden. If you see it right there, it's like, oh look, what's that doing there in the middle of nowhere? Boom. Energy espresso. I forgot to save. Uh-oh. Well. These are some fun enemies. They look like giant anglerfish. Not too bad, though. Even though we are level 1. So, while I'm at this, anyone got any fun plans for the weekend? I know I'll probably be working on some more game development stuff. Yeah. And the world... There's a lot going on in the world right now, so it's important to try and stay healthy. Let's just stay focused on there. Nice. Keep focusing there. And I do like that these first couple of battles in this temple aren't too bad. They just kind of ease you into things. But it does get a lot trickier later on because there's one particular enemy type that always gives me trouble in this temple. And it'll be very unique compared to some other things we've seen so far. So we'll just... But this battle looks like it'll be pretty straightforward right here. We're almost done. There we go. Oh, cool, Copper Nettleson. Now, while I am going through some of these puzzles, I have made a Twitter account. And I've started posting some video game discourse questions there, or hashtag VG discourse, in order to try and start some conversations with you guys about game design and such. And this was the very first question of that. So the question is, what is a video game character that you think is a good role model, and what about this character specifically makes them a good role model? There was one really excellent answer on Twitter that I've gotten so far that said that Leia was a good role model because she can stand on her own 2 feet no matter what happens to her in life, and I agree with that sentiment. Leia is a really good role model in terms of self-worth and finding value in yourself and being able to stand back up after you've been hit down. So all in all, I think she is a good example of a good role model in video games. But I'm curious to hear from the chat. Who would you guys consider a good role model in video games? Let's see here. So I think if I do that, there we go. And I love the magnet mechanic in this game as well. It's a lot of fun to move the boxes around. We need to hit like a really tight angle like that. There we go. Stay focused. Nice. there another chest in here is the real question, though. I don't think there was. Nah. We're good. So, Trani. Yes? Isn't this dungeon an amazing place? It is quite amazing to see the bottom of a lake like this. I actually have to stop myself from staring in after it too long. We're in a race after all. Is that all? Huh? What do you mean? We're below a lake and there's water everywhere. Aren't you supposed to complain about water pressure or something? Oh. Well, you see, it's fine here. This is not an actual cave after all. It's a temple constructed by the ancients. I'm sure they have the technology to create a separate circulation of water below a lake. So my suspension of disbelief isn't really compromised. Meh, this is boring. Leia, wait. Sure, Leia. Wait, are you running ahead while we are having this conversation? Okay, enough talking. Race continues. Oh, Leia. Uh-oh. More slimes. Oh, there we go. Ice is good. Let's stay focused on these enemies. Alrighty. Oh, that's such a cool attack, by the way. I like that there's actually a danger specifically to T-Bane multiple enemies alive, because they might be able to team up to do powerful attacks like that. Okay. Alright, that's interesting, Coppernickle, since they're saying Harley Quinn might be a good role model because she has survived abuse. That's an interesting perspective, but when I normally think of Harley Quinn, I think of an antagonistic-like character. So, I guess my real question would be, well, what specifically about Harley Quinn would make her a good role model? Besides, I mean, obviously, yes, besides obviously, be that. All right. Ah, and we get to have a choice. I'm glad that we get that. So let's just focus on getting that path open. I like how that shows how the electricity bounces between those little poles. Now we have to... We need one over here. And you'll notice the markings on the floor actually kind of tell you where to put the boxes, which should be helpful from a visualization point of view. And while I'm at it, did anyone else see the Nintendo announcement tonight for the... Or not tonight, today, for the new Smash Brothers character? I thought it was really cool, personally. But what do you guys think? Here, so I hit that over there. Okay, I see. Put it right there. Okay, I mistimed that. That's all dead. Let's see here. There we go. That's such a fun mechanic. They have been focused. Nice. I think I got everything. Uh-oh. Not these enemies. Not the plants. The plants are vicious. This is bad. Oh, I see, Copper or Nicholson. So what you're saying about Harley Quinn is that she's a good role model because that she's learned how to leave her abuser behind and try to set up a support system. Okay, I'll admit, that's an interesting perspective. I did not think about it that way. Thank you for bringing that up, Copper Nicholson. Now we just focus on trying to beat these enemies while still at level 1. Almost at it. It's all good. Wait. I see Copper Nicholson. I normally, when I think of Harley Quinn, I think of her from the Batman Arkham games, because that's legitimately the most exposure I have to just the Batman series in general. And a couple of the movies, but for the most part, it's just been the Batman Arkham games. That's what I know about the lore. And in the Batman Arkham games, Harley Quinn is usually an antagonist, from what I remember. Out of curiosity, Copper Nicholson, have you ever played the Batman Arkham games? Whether that be Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Knight, Arkham Origins. Alright. And there, ladies and gentlemen, is the enemy that I was referring to. We're going to face one of those later, and they can be really tricky. Or we might be facing one now if it's not quite yet, apparently. Oh, whoops. Oh, right. I see. It has been a little bit since I've done this dungeon, so I'm trying to remember everything. And it didn't work. That's my bad. It's alright, we'll get it next time. Now we just keep on moving forward. And boom. Save the game. Oh, really? Copper Nicholson. Interesting. So it's basically Harley Quinn has evolved as a character over the course of, well, Batman has been a series. Interesting. I honestly didn't know about that about her. Ah, well, since you haven't played the Batman Arkham games, I would highly, highly recommend them. They're all a lot of fun, though I think Arkham Asylum and Arkham City were the most well-designed ones. Arkham City especially is a classic, like just a video game you should definitely play. I love the layout of it. The boss fights in that game were also amazing. Like the Mr. Freeze boss fight is such a well-done fight because it forces you to use all the tools you've learned up to that point in the game. So, yeah. Okay, I just need to hit that right. Oh, that right there. There we go. Simple enough. And now let's just keep moving forward. Oh no. Oh, wait. I forgot. This is where they introduced this idea. Having to use the blocks to actually hit the electricity around. You'll also notice, once again, the floor is kind of a hint as to what to do. So, hit that. Question of executing it all in one go. Go. And go. And boom. Also, really great use of space, making us don't want to loop like that. So is this where we fight this enemy? Not quite. Okay. I think the other standing conveyance or a bit further. Oh, no, yet now we fight it. I love the setup for this too, because it's just so eerie. You're locked in this room and you're like, huh, what's going on? I see like this manta ray below the surface. Is that what we're fighting? And again, they're introducing this concept in a controlled environment so you understand how to break this enemy, because if they didn't do this, it might not be as obvious. But yeah, blue rays, really, really scary enemies. Now, what makes these enemies scary? Well, first of all, you can't... Like the ghosts, they have a state where you can't hurt them, in this case, because they're literally inside the ground. But what can make these enemies really tricky is the fact that when they're in the ground, they're actually regaining health points. So, if we aren't able to keep our damage up and be really aggressive against these guys, they could easily just outlast us, and that would be really bad. Oh, I agree, Copper Nicholson. I think the, well, I'll say this about Arkham Knight. I think Arkham Knight's base combat, when facing regular enemies, and the layout of, and just the sheer amount of stuff you could explore in Arkham Knight, I think that was the best parts about the game. However, I will agree that the boss battles in Arkham Knight were either non-existent or lackluster, and the story was probably the weakest of the Arkham games. That's just my opinion, of course. I think Arkham City and Arkham Asylum had better stories and better boss fights. But I will give Arkham Knight the credit where it's due. It did have the largest area to explore, and of course, fun regular enemy battles. Like, there were just so many regular enemy types and such a mixed and matched variety of ways they laid out the different, what are those called? Those different levels where you could go after specific enemy types as Batman, trying to eliminate them one by one, pretty much. Eh. I think the reveal itself was fine. I think just the rest of the Arkham Knight story was not that interesting. It didn't really... As for me, one of the things I liked about video games is the boss battles, and the fact that I had become so used to the boss fights in Arkham City and Arkham Asylum. I was pretty disappointed when they just didn't have very many boss fights in that game, or the ones that they did have just weren't particularly creative at all. They have to each their own. I'm just saying, I think the Arkham Knight storyline should have been done a lot better. Let's see here. Oh, and also, I think Scarecrow is a lot more fun of an antagonist in Arkham Asylum than he was in Arkham Knight. That's just my opinion. Now, let's see here. There's not be... Oh, I see. So I hit that, and then I have to go up here really quickly. That's gonna be tight. Oh, wait a minute. No, I don't. All I have to do is this. There we go. Oh, I see. Hit that over there. What else I gotta hit? Oh, no, not that. Oh, it's up there. I see. Yeah, this is a fun mix and match of mechanics right here. So I've just gotta hit over. Now. Perfect. And that's that door open. Now, what else do we see here? We got some more puzzles. Oh, I remember this part. This is really interesting. So what they're doing is now that you're getting used to working with these blocks in terms of having the electricity go into them, now they reintroduce an old mechanic. This, of course, being the water blocks, and again start mixing and matching in the mechanics, which is a lot of fun. Okay, I mistimed that, but it's still really interesting. I would encourage you, Copper Nicholson, to try to limit any swearing. This is a... This is meant to be a very, friendly stream. There we go. I'm trying to remember, was there a... I feel like there was some kind of chest around here somewhere. Oh, I see. I have to hit along the outside. No, not like that. There we go. See, very well hidden chest right there. Now, get that over there. Okay. See what I have to do. There we go. First, let's go get that chest. So close. It happens, though. now we've got another chest and continuing our way through this dungeon. I also find it neat that we kind of cross back all over the place, whereas the other dungeon was like a giant straight line interlooped over one another. This dungeon actually feels more like there's a bit more to explore. It can feel like just the way it's laid out and all these different intersecting paths. Now we just continue moving along. I believe there'll be more enemies here. Yep. Now we have to fight 2 of these things at the same time. I think... Alright, I have to hit them to the outside. Like that. Come on, focus fire. Oh, we're just in the middle of fighting these blue rays. Try and deal as much damage as possible because they can heal when they're in the ground. They're also teleporting everywhere. Come on, focus, focus. It's so satisfying to knock them out of the ground, though. Oh, really? Oh, you mean like, I think they're called Mantites, right? Is that the name of the Pokemon? Copper Nicholson? Yeah, that's one down. Oh, cool. Now let's stay focused here. Keep attacking this one. Go for it. Unfortunately, Copper Nicholson, that's actually not the case here. They resist the wave attacks here. It's actually the shock attacks that would be the best against them, or ice in this case, since we don't have shock quite yet. So ice is going to be or frost will be our best way to go right here. Now let's just keep going. Stay focused. And not quite. It's done percentages in this name, Copper Nicholson. Oh, you're talking about in the actual Pokemon games. I think Mantite would actually be neutral against grass because it's part flying, though I'm not entirely sure if that's correct. But I'm pretty sure it's maybe it would be 4 times effective for electric. Yeah, that sounds about right. Now this is fun since I think we actually have to time this. So hit it over there. Oh, I see, that's my bad. Is there any way we can hit that from over here? I think if... I'm trying to think if there's some way we can get that over there. Is that... Oh, you know what we did do? Put the box over here. Then just let go. Let's hit that chest. What was I saying earlier about Nintendo? I'm not entirely sure, Copper Nicholson. There we go. So we hit that over there. Then we have to hit, okay. Alright. Now we have to hit that over. Is there time that we have? Go. Oh, okay, that was close. Oh, or yeah, we're talking about the Nintendo announcement about the new Smash Brothers character. I thought it was pretty cool. I could definitely understand what Sakurai was saying about how tricky it would be to program, because he said he had to they had to redo a lot of the physics for most of the maps on to implement that block mechanic, and in my mind that just sounds like a nightmare from a game designer's perspective. So it's impressive that they were able to do it. And we were making actually really good progress in the Wave Temple. This trial by thunder, so to speak. Let's see here. Ah, that was so close. Nintendo has been doing a good job of adding a bunch of interesting characters to Smash Brothers, and not all of them are necessarily Nintendo characters. We have Joker from Persona 5, for example. That definitely comes to mind. There we go. I like that they add Sans as a Mii costume, and they also worked with Toby Fox to put Megalovania in the game. I think that was really cool. I'm glad that they're representing in indie games as well. Oh, right. There we go. Oh, that's right. We need a box there first. So, let's see here. Over there, pull it up. Nice. Now we push. Ah, and that right there was an anti-soft lock, so thank you to the developers for that. Such a fun use of the physics in this game. Now we can use the other block for over here. Bada bang, bada boom. There's the start. Channel points are what those are normally called, but on this channel we call them sandwiches, just for fun. Ah, time to introduce a new enemy type. So these enemy types are fun. So what's interesting about them is that they have high resistance like that, but when you use a magnet on them, they actually get very vulnerable. See? Fun use of gameplay mechanics right there. What are these things called? Ah, Octopus. Instead of octopus. It's a cube. Now we just need 2 more. Alright. Yep. All the boxes. Just gonna do that to keep them at bay. Alright, almost got one of them. That's all good. Oh, that worked out pretty well. Moving on. Ah, a launder puzzle. Nice. So I think... Let's see here. So this puzzle is all about moving this around. So I hit that over there, it bounces, I see. Okay. So, boop. So... do that. Then it'll bounce like that, and then I just have to... yeah. And we got it. Nothing else? Okay. I'll make a note there that there's a key in this room. Now we'll just continue our way along and make good use of this. Oh. I think we need, yeah, definitely need some more electricity. So put that over there. Somehow. Okay. No, not like that. We have to be able to do this. Oh, I see. Just hit it like that. And now the rest is pretty straightforward. Yeah, I guess that is true. Keys do open locks. Isn't that kind of their purpose? Oh my goodness, that actually kind of makes me think of So, has anyone here seen Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge? Because there's a hilarious scene in Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge where a main antagonist is trying to open a door, but the door has like this keypad lock. So what he ends up doing is trying to enter every single possible combination of numbers, and he gets on the last one. Like after 9,999 tries or something like that. And then he called himself the Master of Unlocking. Now let us see here. Stay focused. Okay. First gotta hit this over here. Hey guys, it's Startown. Thank you so much for dropping by. It's going good. Pretty laid back night tonight. We're in the middle of the wave dungeon, in fact. Making really good progress, as you can see. We've already explored quite a bit of it. How are you doing tonight? There we go. Now. That over there. Very good. I like that they're making good use of this blotch here as well. Oh, Eyes at Startown is joining us. Hey, that's perfectly okay, Eyes at Startown. Thank you so much for the lurk. I really appreciate it. Hope you have a good night. Now, where is... Oh yeah, I have to hit it from over here. Kinda like that. There we go. Probably more combat. Not the blobs. Anything but the blobs. So many blobs. At level 1 of... Oh, no, less. Just damn it. Come on, come on. We're so close. Alright, 2 down. Nice. No! There's more. Any... That is a good question, Howard Nicholson. The thing about superheroes is a lot of them... Obviously, the point of them is to look up to them as role models, but oftentimes you'll see there's some pretty bad sides to superheroes as well. But in terms of, if I want a superhero that is a... Let me really think about this. Okay, if I had to pick a superhero that at least I know a decent amount about, that I would consider a good role model, I would say... probably Ant-Man after, mind you, after he started complying with his prison sentences and such. Because he is trying to do the best he can to raise his daughter, even though his, I believe, at least from what I saw in the movies, was that he was divorced from his wife, but was still trying to take good care of his daughter. And I think and still was on relatively good terms with his ex-wife, and I think that's, you know, those are both really good things. Because... yeah, exactly. So he was able to recognize that, you know, this relationship isn't working out, and they were still able to be on good terms, and they're still able to do what's right by their daughter. And I think that's, you know, those are good examples to be setting, because that can happen for sure. Anyway, that would be what I would say. And I guess if you technically call her a superhero, I would say Marinette Dupain-Chang, or better known as the Miraculous Ladybug. I think she's also a good role model, at least when it comes to trying to do right by others and do the right thing, and be a friend for others as well. I think in those respects, Marinette is a good superhero, and a good role model. And that's kind of the extent of my superhero lore. I really enjoy Spider-Man. And I also, but pretty much anything else I know about superheroes is marginal at best. I'm much more into video games, though. Like, that's That's kind of my bread and butter. I recognize there's a lot of games, a lot of really awesome games that still haven't played. And I just realized that I did this puzzle wrong. Well, only one thing to do. I like that the game recognizes that I might need to respawn things like that. Like, look how cool this is with the way the game uses angles and such to make this a really fun little puzzle here. Now we're up here and we have a little checkpoint. Again, good level design by making use of the entire space. I think, wait a minute, before I do anything. Yeah, there's a chest right there. But if I go down there, I can't get back up, so... Or can I? Yeah, I can get back up, okay. Let's just get that chest. And then, nice. The sneaky shiv. Probably not worth it. Oh, yeah, I completely agree, Copper Nicholson. That's why I was saying that, I think that Ant-Man is a good role model. Ooh, I actually did that. Nice. Progress. That was the run we just came out of, wasn't it? Yeah. Now, do this puzzle. No, wait, we've been in this room before. Oh, I did it. So we got the key, and now we can do other things. I remember there was a key in that room. Well, I marked that down because some of the level design here can be, or just the way that some of the dungeons are laid out can be confusing at times. But at least I found this dungeon a little bit less confusing than the shock dungeon. And where do I stand? Ah, right there. I am going to need the... Yeah, hold on. There we go. I think that'll do it. Nice. Put that. Oh, that's a timed one. That's gonna be tricky. Oh, I completely forgot about My Hero Academia. Awesome anime, by the way. Would highly recommend watching it if you haven't seen it. Oh, cool! You're making an OC based off of that Howard Nicholson. Interesting. Yeah, that would be interesting, and I think My Hero Academia would be like the perfect setting for that, just because My Hero Academia is an anime where you do see a lot of morality, both and interesting moral quandaries posed, not only just by the heroes but also by the villains, and it can be really fascinating. Oh, right, it's on the outside. I see. Probably want to deal with this anglerfish first. If I can. There we go. That's one down. This one's tricky. There we go. Oh, cool. Glad you'd read Copper Nicholson. Yeah, Marinette's definitely a role model, at least in terms of trying to do right by others. There we go. Wonton. Focus. I was trying not to give these octopuses any time to breathe, basically, because we've got or any room to breathe, rather, because we don't want to overwhelm. There we go, there's damage. Nice. Hi, Doit! Thank you so much for dropping by. How you been? I think it's been a while since I last saw you on stream. Ah, fair enough, Doit. Homework is important. Make sure to take care of that. But thank you for saying hi. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, Chloe and Lila can be in Miraculous Lay, but they are not nice people by any means. Yeah. No, but seriously, homework's important. Go take care of that. There we go. Oh wait, I need to do ice first, I see. That not work. There we go. Okay, set that with some lightning. So, if you don't mind me asking, Doug, what homework are you working on? I remember there were some subjects that I would really struggle with homework. All right. Nice, there we go. All right. Oh, I remember this puzzle a little bit. It's an interesting one. I have to line this up. Yeah, I think the first one we want... Lightning? Nah, not lightning. Let's try fire. There we go. Yeah, so the way this puzzle works is you have to get each box onto either side and then bring them both over while still trying to line up these, basically these collection poles. Makes it really interesting. Good use of space too. Just knock this down here. Over there. Oh, but before I do that, need to have that lined up so I can do frost, or cold, I should say. And that up here. Oh yeah, I think I've heard you mention the tip before, Copper Nicholson. I will say it is really interesting to see shows that try to put superheroes in, that show them in their everyday life and not just as like, oh, they're always these omnipotent beings and such, or these beings with lots of powers. It's interesting to see the more human side of them. I think My Hero Academia and Miraculous Ladybug do that especially well. But in general, I also think superhero movies have been trying to move more towards basically putting superheroes in more regular situations. I'll show them what they're like when they're not wearing the mask or the costume. And that's pretty fun. Now we go up here. Alright. That over there. That is so satisfying. Bonjour everyone, how's it going? Pretty well on my side. I've enjoyed this entirely bud-free dungeon. Well, it is underwater themed. Buds really wouldn't fit in here. That's right, only lots of fish. Fish are okay. Well, those blob thingies. They're not too bad either. Pretty fun to punch into them. So, all those enemies are wave themed, huh? So does that mean wave is the element of fish and blob? I suppose it's related to water, but in an abstract way. You got waves and water, but a lot of other things as well. I, for one, am just glad it doesn't include buds for once. Leia, wait. Yes, we get it, Leia. Let's race on. Okay. Before I continue on, I do need to take a little bit of a break, so I'm going to run an ad while I take a break, and don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. Alright, welcome back everybody. DoorDash and Charmin clearly relate to CrossCode, yes, of course. I would tend to disagree with that notion about My Hero Academia, Carter Nicholson. I think they're always trying to show the lengthy process it takes to actually become a hero. So all those exams and different arts and such, I find them a lot of fun because you really get to see a lot of character growth and development, not just from Midoriya either, but from a lot of the supporting cast, which is fascinating, in my view. Oh, wait a minute. I remember this from. This is a really difficult one. Especially at the end, because of what happens. It's going to be wave after wave of enemies, no pun intended. Oh no. There's so many. This could be bad. This could be really, really bad. This is chaos. Come on. Okay, that's one down. Nice. Midoriya is his real name. Deku is his hero name, Copper Nicholson. Yep. Yep, that fish can most definitely scream. That's one of its attacks. Okay. Sandwich me. Ow. We're doing okay. I'm most concerned for the last phase of this room, personally. So that's where the chaos really begins. Okay, that's one down. I wonder, can I parry that? Well, I don't have the adept gloves equipped right now, so it might be tricky. Alright, that's the first part of that done. Unfortunately, we can't save here, so I'm just going to wait a little bit to regen some health. Let's see here. I don't think we fight down here, which is good, because it'd be really hard to see. But I do think it's cool that we got to see, like, the different parts of this room in advance as we were going through the temple. There's a really good sense of finality here. Oh, right. Okay. Come on. So many octopuses. So little time. Yep. Alright, now it's just these enemies, I think. Which is fine. Oh no, that fish knew it's like, hee hee hee, I'm going to use this fence to hide from their attacks. They'll never get me. Who do I think is a good video game role model besides Leia? There are plenty of good ones out there. Let me think. Okay, first one that comes to my mind, just because it's my childhood, is I think of Max from Shining Force, basically the protagonist of Shining Force. Someone who is able to not only be a leader, but also bring people together against evil forces and such. I think that's a good role model. Both knowing how to lead people and put the needs of others first. Who else? I think Lee Everett from the first Walking Dead Telltale game. Depending on the choices you make, of course, because that game, you can make Lee a pretty bad person if you so chose. But if you do the more moral choices, I would say, Lee can be a very, very good role model about how to raise someone and look after a child in a time of crisis. And what else is there? That's the thing. It's like there are so many good video game characters who are, I think, would be great role models. It's just hard to think of it on the spot. Oh, another one. Champion Alder from the Generation 5 Pokemon games. So I think Alder is a great role model because he really tries to let people learn through their own failures and then let them come to their own conclusions and teach them valuable life lessons. Like, even though Champion Alder wasn't that difficult of a fight, I think just his character and the way he tries to imbue his wisdom on people all in a way that's genuine and good is important. Basically, teaching people through letting them learn things themselves. Teaching through failure, I think, is a very important thing to do, especially if you're a teacher. Since I definitely feel you learn a lot more through failure than you do through success. I would consider streaming Shine Force for sure at some point. I'm not sure if it would be anytime soon, though, because as much as I love Shining Force, it is also a really old game and not very well known. So, what I should do is make it like either, maybe it could be a special for a certain number of followers or something. Because that is my favorite game of all time. That game was my childhood, Shining Force. And I have some ideas I could do for challenge runs for it too, so it could become a series of its own. It's just a question of when to do it. So I don't think I do it anytime in the near future, but I definitely would want to do it at some point. It is just a fantastic game. Right, but I'm saying my next series... I'm actually really thinking about what my next series should be after the No XP run, assuming we can beat it. I still think it would be good to do some CrossCode stuff, but I do want to kind of branch out a little bit and try something, do another challenge run at the same time. Like, maybe do CrossCode on Tuesdays and something else on Thursdays. The question is, what would that other game be? I have a couple of ideas, but I'd be curious to hear if you guys have any thoughts. I will mention the games I currently have that I think could be pretty interesting to challenge run would be Octopath Traveler. I have that. CrossCode, of course, but we're definitely continuing with that. I have a Hat in Time, which I think could be really fun. Maybe do a no damage run of a Hat in Time. That would be interesting. I mean, we already have the lore for Emily being Hat Kid, basically. So it kind of makes sense. And A Hat in Time is my favorite platformer. Definitely my favorite 3D platformer, at least. I do... There are a lot of 2D platformers I enjoy, like Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but in terms of 3D platformers, A Hat in Time is by far my favorite. Just so much love put into that game. And it shows. Oh, you got A Hat in Time covered in Slim? I'd highly recommend you play it. It's really good. Well-designed levels, fun boss fights, great music, and just such a great attention to detail. Does A Hat in Time have sandwiches? I think it might, not as a mechanic, but just as like background stuff. Eat. And of course, for whatever or other game we do decide, we would have to create a whole new host of potential meme challenges, which would also be fun, you know? But if we were doing a Hat in Time kind of challenge run of some kind, let's see, what kind of meme challenges do we have? Oh yeah, Hat in Time has a lot of mods too, which also makes it a lot of fun. Yes, so sandwich points are just part of the channel. It doesn't matter what stream it's for. As long as you're just watching a stream on my channel, it's the same channel points. Or I should say sandwich points. Okay, now this next part really scares me, and you guys are about to see why. So I think I'm going to use... Do I want to use a durian? I think we'll go with chili con carne. We haven't used this. So what's scary is there's just going to be a lot of these enemies all at once. And it can get overwhelming really quickly. I need HP regen, I need it now. T. There's so many. There's just so many. Alright, that's another one down. So many. Yes, the chili dot summons the power of Sonic the Hedgehog. Gotta go fast. No, 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 no. I refuse. Eat. Okay. That was too close. Okay, I am so glad I ate that, because without the extra damage, I'm not sure if we would have made it through that. Nice, nice, nice. Yes! Let's go! First try. And now we finally have the key to unlock the golden chests. Which means we can open all the chests now, guys. And of course, it is time for Leichu to get the final element. Oh! Shock is a really fun element in this game just because it also can do a sort of damage over time effect if you get a status effect off. And at least if we could invest if this were a regular run, we could do a lot of stuff to really amplify our attack using the shock skill tree. But because we are level 1, we unfortunately won't get to experiment with the amazing skill trees that in great depth that this game has, unfortunately. So we really have to consider what our server points are used for. Anywho. Oh, cool, Captain Nicholson. Saying the Flash is a good role model? Nice. I think that'll do it. Yes, what a shocking type. It will be electrifying to watch, exactly. And now we have the final room, I think. Yep, so this is the puzzle, and then I think we go to the boss itself. I mean, just look how intricate this dungeon is. And how you kind of going all over the place. Pretty neat, right? Anywho. This puzzle is notoriously difficult. I've seen many people in the CrossCode subreddit talk about how on console especially it's really hard to do this puzzle. Because it requires you to do a lot of things really fast. But we're going to do our best. That last part is especially tricky. Okay. So first thing we do is hit that over there. Then we hit this thing as soon as it bounces off. Then we have to very quickly move that around. Oh, I missed it. Yeah. I said this one's a doozy. Okay. Wait for it. All right, it's bouncing. Let's go. All right, hit that over there. Nope. Nope. So we need that right there. Now that that's there, I need to very quickly move over to the left and get that ready. Wait for it. Now. Oh, right. I have to hit it off to the other side. That's why this is so tricky. No. Okay, we messed up. I think that might have been it. Yeah. See, that last part's especially tricky, as you guys just saw. And if you don't get it, like, perfect, it's a doozy. But we got really close, so let's try that again. Ah, interesting cover. The Injustice games? Are the Injustice games like a fighting game, kind of like Mortal Kombat? Because if that's the case, that probably wouldn't be a game type I'd be particularly interested in. I respect the Mortal Kombat games, but just the style of gameplay just isn't for me. Much more of a fan of RPGs and action RPGs, of course, like CrossCode and Dark Souls, and of course platformers. I messed that up. Or, okay, that maybe not. Do I have enough time to pull this off? Nope. No, I do not. Dang it. Okay. Okay. That'll go around. Got it ready with this one. Oh, that was really close. We got it, guys. Okay, that wasn't the last run. There's something else to do, but we are getting very, very close to the boss. Yep. I do want to eventually branch out into games I haven't played before, but for now. Because remember, for the most part, I want this, at least this channel, to be either stuff I'm doing with. For the most part, I want the main focus of of my Twitch channel and YouTube channel to be challenge runs, of course, because I find those more fun than regular runs. Okay. Gotta heal up. I don't know, Copper Nicholson. The thing is, just the core gameplay loop of two guys standing on either side of a screen and just hitting each other like that just fundamentally is not a type of gameplay that interests me very much. And again, Tavern Nicholson, I appreciate that you're trying to give it the best, trying to point out the different customization systems. I think that's cool, but I'm saying that that kind of gameplay is just not something I'm interested in. And again, that all comes down to personal preference. It's all good, Tavern Nicholson. I appreciate the feedback. But if anyone has suggestions for possible games for me to challenge run in the future, please feel free to let me know. I primarily play on the PC, so make sure that before you offer a suggestion that it is a game for the PC that can be played on the PC. Down. Now we can do some damage. Yeah! Look at that damage. That's so much better. Attack the Blu-ray. Blu-ray. Let's focus. Okay, I think that should do it. There we go. Focus. Nice. Nice. Okay, one manta ray and two of those octopuses. Okay. Okay. This is getting way too close for comfort. Unfortunately, Calvert Epsilon, no, I can't because I do not have a Switch. So, again, appreciate the suggestion, but Smash Ultimate is not something you can play on the PC. It's a Switch exclusive. Alright, now it's just this one. There we go. I will say, the Minecraft Steve gameplay for Smash looked really interesting, especially with all the block building and such. As I was saying earlier, I think that must have been really challenging to program. Nice. We're so close. One more circle. There we go. Nice. Oh boy. And now it's time, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to face it. This fight. Oh yeah, that's true. The Elder Scrolls games exist, and so do the Fallout games. They're interesting. I think they're okay. I had fun playing some of them for a little bit, but I always get distracted or try to do some random side content. But they are definitely games I could play, potentially. All right, so now we're in the room for the boss, and we are level 1. Since we're level 1, this is the equipment we've got. We only have one searcher from that one quest from earlier. Without further ado, let's do this. They're probably saying, "Oh, it's just some orbs, right? What could possibly go wrong?" And then this happens. This fight. Look, guys, a 4-phase boss fight. Sir Blobus Starnicus, or as I like to call it, Patrick Star. We are level 1 trying to face this thing. Welcome to probably the most dangerous slime boss you will ever see. And we are taking lots of damage. It's not good. So, what's interesting about this boss is you actually cannot damage it directly. Instead, its health is kind of tied to the other slimes. So by defeating the slimes, that's how you actually damage the boss. So what I'm going to try to do is line it up so that most of those slimes are on low health before I try to destroy them, because this boss's 3rd phase is nasty. Like, really, really, really hard. So if we can avoid that, that'll be definitely preferred. So right now the goal is just try and get the enemy's health down somewhat low without actually destroying them. Oh dear. And we're already off to a great start. Alright, I do need to take a quick bio break, so I will run another ad while I do that. I will be right back, guys. And welcome back, everybody. So yeah, that first attempt wasn't so good, and this is a boss I struggled with on my regular playthroughs. So beating it at level 1 is going to be tricky. But if we could pull it off, that would be awesome. So we are level 1, and let's do this. Let's try this again. Alright. Try to get some damage off. So we are level 1 facing this boss. Does so much damage. Ow. Really don't want to try and get as many of these slimes on low health as I can. Just to see if we can try and skip a few phases. Okay, that one is low. Now we have to be really careful. Okay. Now, we just attack these ones. I'm gonna try and get as many on low health as possible. Okay. We're getting there. It's probably a time of tricky. He has a lot of slimes at low on health because we're trying to do a phase skip if we can. Okay. Now it's tricky because they're all like at half health. That one's one hit off. Focus on that one. Also, I'm not even sure if we're going to be able to do that phase skip, because normally in order to do it, you need some kind of combat art that's going to allow you to damage multiple things at the same time. Okay, let's see here. There. This one. Oh no, they're everywhere. I hit the ones that are still have a lot of health. It's gonna be tricky. Okay, let's aim for this one. Good. And we want that one. Oh dear. One hit off in that phase. Alright, we want to hit... All these things aren't regenerating. I don't think they are, but... Just gotta stay focused. Okay, that one. It's one hit off its next phase. This is tricky because it's like we're playing a very careful game of keep away. Okay. I need a shock element, that's okay. Okay, so which one's left? Top left, okay. Okay, that's in that space, but I think we got them in a good spot. That attack's scary. Now it gets a little bit of a shield. Right. Let's focus fire on these ones. See, look how much faster that was, guys, because we did the hard work at the start. But yeah, this is the worst phase in my opinion. Especially you can do so many attacks, and the part you need to do to actually break in can be very tricky. Ow. Eat. That's your chance. Please? Thank you. Nope. Dang it. Now you're starting to see why this is a bit evil. So you have to do both sides. And if you don't, it just resets. Like that. Just regain some health, just stay focused. Stay focused. Oh, it didn't work. Oh, right. That's why it's so hard, because we have to do it on both sides. Right. Now I remember. Ow. Come on. Okay, thank you. Oh, this is tricky. No! I was pretty low on health. That was my bad. Yeah, that third phase is really tricky. All right. I think that means we're really going to get one more good attempt at this, I'd say, probably. So we are level 1. This is the equipment we've got. We only have one circuit. Without further ado, let's do this. We know what we could do. Now I just thought about it. We could boost our attack with some kind of consumable item. We are level 1 fighting this thing. That would make the slime part go a lot faster. Alright, let's eat Flaming Run, why not? Get the damage off. Sensor Eris, thank you so much for dropping by. How you doing? Hardest boss in the name? I wouldn't say that, but this is definitely up there for one of the hardest bosses in the game. It has really, yeah, the attacks are difficult to dodge, and they do a lot of damage. And the third phase especially is difficult. Which is why we're trying to set up, if not for a skip, at least for a... make it the last phase easier. By keeping most of the slimes at low health. It'll just be tricky because they obviously get mixed in with each other. Alright. Damage. Yeah, this is a really hard boss though, so being able to defeat it at level 1 would be impressive. It's just a question of actually pulling it off. Focus on this one. Yeah, that's what I like to see. Look how low we're getting the health, guys. This is actually pretty good. Just stay focused. Okay, we're in phase 3. This is it. Alright, good. Now we need to defeat these as quickly as possible. Come on. Yes! Phase 4, guys! Let's go! Oh yeah, you're doing your pin body healing run. Really? An hour to do one attempt with only pin body. Interesting. Well, best of luck with that. It only does the charge and jump attacks. You can't block them as easily. Yeah, that's a good point. That must be really tricky then. Well, I wish you the best of luck with that. Oh, I see. Yeah, using the shield art, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it might be inefficient, but if it works, right? Okay. I don't want to die here, so... We're so close. Not weak to... I thought he was weak to shock. Maybe just resistant right now? I wonder. Nope. Okay. It's just attack on this phase. Yeah. I don't find this last phase to be that bad. It's just the third phase that's really challenging. Come on, we're so close. We're so close. Oh yeah, that's a fair point. Because enemies only attack you when you attack them, you have to wait until you get aggressive enemies, which means I don't think you'd be able to do any grinding until Chapter 4 then, right? Because you'd have to wait till the snowman enemies, because I think that's the first enemy type that's just, by default, aggressive. Come on. Yes! Yes! Sir Blobus Starnicus defeated! We defeated the Starfish boss! At level 1, let's go! There's definitely no way we would have beaten Emily there because we lost so many times. Oh, look. The level 1 player actually managed to get through this dungeon. It's Leia who wanted to wait for us, but it seems we're waiting for her. Or like you made us wait, Cherie. Well, it was close, so we didn't wait that long. Hush, let me have this moment. Oh, this is great. I actually just came in second this time. Trony was first. Ooh. Well, I suppose water is sort of my element. And you didn't even waste any second complaining about water pressure. Well then, let's head to the spaceport day court. Thanks for the well wishes, guys. Yeah, there's that New Game Plus modifier that makes all the enemies aggressive. I think that would kind of be almost disingenuous to the idea of the pin body only run because you're trying to figure it out in the normal context of the game. Alright, sounds good. That's Star Town. Thank you so much for dropping by. See you later. And yep, rip Patrick Star. Rest in pieces, Starfish Boss. Water rises up to the sea. Sky falls upon the earth, flows into the sea. An everlasting circle painting this world in the vivid colors of abundant flora. Yet under the pressure of deep waters, you stayed persistent. With lightning-fast conduction, you pulled your way through fluid obstacles. You, the traveler, the envoy of change, you have proven yourself worthy. Take this shade, one of a pair, to reach the grand tree. Alright. Let your every step form the path of your growth. Okay, that's a shame, Sensor Eris. I mean, I'm glad you tried out for as long as you did, but I can understand that. If it's staying frustrating and not fun, then I get that. Though Apollo is surprisingly easy, that's a fair point. Interesting. Congratulations, Seeker. You collected the Azure Drop Shade, one of the 2 shades required to enter the Grand Krajaho. Now that you've collected both of the shades, it is time to take on the final challenge of Gaia's Garden. Take this reward for your accomplishments. As if you'll need it, because you're level 1. Ha ha ha. Good luck, and stay vigilant. I'm just saying the reason Apollo is surprisingly easy during a pin body only run is because he does all the attacking, right? Yeah, you know, honestly, I'm thinking, like, if I finish the No XP run, I want to have 2 series going. One that's a CrossCode series, and the other being some other series. And the CrossCode series, what I've been thinking of, is a defense-only run or something like that. Like, basically a no direct attacking of enemies run. And pin body would basically be, like, the main thing. Pin body and guard arts. And possibly dash arts, but mostly pin body and guard arts. It'd definitely be really interesting to see if it would be doable. And I'm a very persistent person, as you guys know, so even if it takes like half an hour to do a boss, I'm willing to go for it. And done. So that means we're finally ready for that grand something dungeon, right? No, we are not ready at all. That dungeon is really hard. Well then, let's go. Honestly, don't feel like staying here too long. Yeah, the constant rain isn't all that comfortable, is it? But yeah, I'm definitely thinking after the no XP run, the next CrossCode run would definitely be a no attacking run or something, like no direct attacks against enemies. Of course, we'd have to be able to do like charge shots and stuff for puzzles. That's okay. And oh, okay. So you're saying you attack normally until you get something with pin body. Is that what you're saying? Because what I would think would make sense would be to actually go ahead. Like, start a separate run, just go ahead a little bit. Get to the very first piece of pin body equipment you can, the very first piece of HP regen equipment you can. Equip that, do nothing else, do that with no XP, and then start a new run with only that gear. And that way you can even do pin body against the tutorial bosses, which I think would be pretty interesting. It'd probably make those bosses way harder than they should be. And of course, just for fun, we would make note of any left clicks we have to do against enemies for whatever reason. Yeah, that's just me thinking, like, if I want to do a pin body only run, I really want to commit. Like, or like a defense only run. That's how far I would go to try and see what you could do. Anyway, we have our thing. Trying to remember if there was a chest out here, and I don't think there was. And with that, more story stuff. Huh? So that's an earthquake, guys? Oh, you redeemed a message. Cool. It's tummy tickle time. Oh, you don't like that, Shuri? Very well. I forgot you were ticklish. What's this? Huh? Huh? Wait, something is coming in from down there. Don't tell me. Is the moth boss coming back? I swear if the developers would do that to me. After you spent over 20 minutes against it, Leia. Is this our reckoning? Oh, thank goodness. It's just more shad. Whew. Huh? Ah! Oh, you have got to be kidding! We just completed both of those dungeons, and I wanted to go to the Ryan Cristajo with you. But no, we aren't going to be able to do this, are they? Those NPCs are in our way. Hey, just like Pokemon Platinum. We're never going to get there, are we? Where's Champion Cynthia when you need her? Hmm? Seeker! It's good that we can head to exploits. I mean, you can help us again. I'm so sorry. I could not stop them. I mean, I tried, but I also told them where to go. Hee. Why? Why to support the fire nation? I mean, to stop the witch cats. They're back already. Some of my people have been attacked. We totally didn't just release them to get you to do more work for us. Now they're trying to shut down the power plant for real. When in reality, that's what we're trying to do. And we need your help. Leia? Huh? Oh, nothing. What? Hey, Tara, it's been a while. And you brought a lot of company as well. Seems mighty suspicious of you. Lou, I didn't expect you to be here. What are you doing here? Nothing to see here. Yeah, we're totally in trouble. Let me guess. The cats are back? Yeah, how'd you know? It's not like we released them before or anything. Well, we got them too. Right at the power plant. That's terrible. How? Oh, what a tragedy. No, that's perfect. I've got them right where I want them. Come again? This is the perfect opportunity to research the heck out of those butters. I think we have made a mistake, Shuri. To determine the source, the actual reason for their existence. This might be a good time to run, Leia and Emily. I agree, Shuri, we should go. Spoilers, it won't be the power plant. Oh wait, no, she knows! What do you know? I wish I had your confidence. I thought for surely the witch house would destroy the power plant this time. If not, we just tricked the Seeker. I mean, ask the Seeker to hopefully not do it for us. And please destroy the power plant. Oh, I don't need confidence. I have science. That's a great line. Anyway, Tara, please try to keep the folks calm. I can't have them charge the power plant for the time being. I'll try my best. Not really. Seeker. You have experience in dealing with those witch cats, correct? Mm-hmm. Great, follow me this way. I need your assistance ASAP. Yeah, she's the kind that takes your assistance for granted, just like us. Still, this might be your only chance to resolve this conflict peacefully. I'm using air quotes. Let's all work together, and by that I mean have you do all the work while I sit back and reap the benefits. Have fun! Alright guys, well I think that's going to be a good spot to start wrapping up the stream, so again, thank you all so much for the support, I really do appreciate it. And thank you all so much for dropping by. I'm going to start wrapping up the stream, but there is going to be a raid coming up later, so stick around if you want to participate in that. If you are watching on YouTube, again, thank you so much for your support, and if you are enjoying what you've seen, be sure to subscribe. It's on YouTube, it's free, and you can always change your mind later. As always, I hope you watch on YouTube. Have a good night.